from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
A COVID-19 community vaccination hub is coming to Henrico at the end of this month, and a wrap-up from the final day of the Board of Supervisors budget review. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Friday, March 19th, 2021. It's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
A community vaccination hub is coming to Eastern Henrico at the end of this month. The Richmond and Henrico Health Districts announced yesterday that they'll be establishing that hub in the Varina District somewhere in late March. Officials are not yet announcing the exact location, but the hub is expected to provide first dose vaccinations for 3 weeks to higher risk populations and others who may not have pre-registered for the vaccine. It'll also offer second doses for another 3 weeks after that. The hub will run similarly to the one at Second Baptist Church in Richmond that's been in operation for the past month or so. Hub sites are selected because of their location, which is typically within a high-risk area or an area with high case counts. Also because of their size and parking availability and easy transportation access, ideally on a bus line. And also how willing and able the partner organization is to assist with outreach and registration, according to RHHD nurse manager Amy Popovich. Now, the health districts are completing their second week of providing vaccines to all members of phases 1A and 1B, but still have several more weeks to go before they're ready to open the process to members of phase 1C, according to Popovich. That's because about half the adult residents of Henrico and Richmond qualify for 1A or 1B, meaning there are about 225,000 people who are either eligible or who have already been vaccinated. This week, the districts are receiving just more than 12,000 first doses. They'll get the same number next week. That's up by about 2,000 from previous weeks. The number should rise again during the last week of the month when more doses of Johnson & Johnson's one-dose vaccine arrive. Henrico seniors 65 and older can now make one phone call to register for a COVID-19 vaccine. The RHHD announced Wednesday that any seniors in the county can call 804-205-3501 Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. to schedule an inoculation. The change in registration process was established after the district has called or emailed nearly every senior who pre-registered for a vaccine. There were about 35,000 remaining on that list as of a week or so ago. Popovich said that establishing the hotline is a way to make the process easier for seniors who may have fallen through the cracks so far or simply missed a phone call to register previously. Yesterday, for the second time in 8 days, Henrico reported 13 new COVID-19 related hospitalizations on a single day. The latest occurrence yesterday matched that from 1 week ago. The county also reported 2 new virus-related deaths yesterday, as well as 76 new cases, up from 48 on Wednesday. Henrico is now averaging 59 new daily cases during the past week. The county's positivity percentage among PCR tests has remained relatively low. It's at 5% as of March 14th, but rapid tests during that same 7-day period are a bit higher. They're at about 7% positive. Henrico's averaging about 1,000 PCR tests per day and about 400 rapid tests per day. Henrico's Board of Supervisors yesterday wrapped up its 4-day budget review. Among the highlights, news that the county is expecting about $209 million in new funding from the Central Virginia Transportation Authority. That's a body that was created by last year's General Assembly. That money will come between now and the end of fiscal year 2027. Public Works Director Terrell Hughes told the board, quote, "This is definitely going to boost the amount of projects that we can deliver," end quote. The agency is also working to complete several pilot projects to fix drainage issues at ponds in the county that have been spilling over and affecting numerous other properties. It's already finished a project at Talley's Lake off Woodman Road. Officials also discussed the need for a traffic signal to be installed at Airport Drive in front of the new Highland Springs High School in time before the start of school this fall. Public Utilities Director Bentley Chan told the board that his department has processed about 1,500 of 4,000 or so applications for utility relief from people impacted by COVID-19. The county has started its municipal utility relief program with funding of about $1.8 million from the CARES Act. It has allocated about $570,000 so far to those 1,500 applications that it has approved. If you've had trouble making your utility payments, visit henrico.us/services/categories/utilities to look for information about the program. Also yesterday, the board heard an update about plans to expand absentee voting options during a three-tiered approach. If approved, the plan would add 3 secure ballot lock boxes in the county, 1 each in the 3 Chop-Tuckahoe and Varina districts to go along with the 2 that already exist at the Western and Eastern Henrico government centers in Brooklyn and Fairfield, respectively. Those would all be in place for this June's Democratic gubernatorial primary. Then by this November's gubernatorial election, 1 additional in-person absentee location also would be established, joining the 2 at the 2 government centers. Voters could cast ballots at any of those 3 locations for 45 days leading up to the actual election. And then by the next presidential election in November 2024, 2 additional in-person absentee locations would be added, ensuring that there's 1 in each of the 5 magisterial districts. Henrico witnessed a slight drop in the number of first-time unemployment claims during the most recent reporting week, according to data released yesterday by the Virginia Employment Commission. A total of 265 people filed initial claims during the week of March 7th through 13th. That was down from 281 the previous week. That ranked Henrico 13th in the state in the most filings during the week. The county is the 7th largest locality in Virginia. Its number of continuing filers fell from 1979 to 1902. That ranked it 8th among all state localities. Henrico County Public Schools will be holding a drive-through workshop for parents of 4th and 5th graders on March 23rd at Henrico High School from 6 to 7. You can learn more about accessing advanced coursework for those 2 grade levels. The drive-through event will provide information packets and answer questions about the program. Parents and students will not need to leave their cars during the event, but should wear face coverings. Middle school advanced coursework programs include the Gifted Young Scholars program at Wilder Middle School and the International Baccalaureate programs at Fairfield, Moody, and Tuckahoe Middles. A traffic alert if you're traveling in Glen Allen on next Monday through Wednesday. Construction continues on a roundabout at Greenwood and Woodman Roads, and it's expected to slow traffic on those 3 days. Crews will be working from 8:30 in the morning to 6 at night each day to prepare the roundabout. Officials advise you to use an alternate route if possible or expect significant delays. If not, a detour will redirect trucks around the area by way of Old Washington Highway and Mountain Road. Overall, the project is expected to be finished by early fall. Virginia Attorney General Mark Herring yesterday announced that he's dedicating his office's NoHateVA.com website to focus exclusively on the rise of anti-Asian hate, abuse, and discrimination that has coincided with the COVID-19 pandemic. The website includes resources to help Virginians keep themselves and their communities safe from anti-Asian discrimination. It also includes advice for documenting and reporting an incident by a victim or witness. Also yesterday, Henrico Commonwealth's Attorney Shannon Taylor and Police Chief Eric English issued joint statements condemning the racist murders that occurred earlier this week of several Asians in Atlanta. Said English, quote, "While no hate crimes have been reported in Henrico against a member of our Asian community since 2019, we must stay vigilant. Everyone has a role to play in public safety, and we encourage every community member to contact police if you have knowledge of or suspect a crime of any kind," end quote. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Henrico County's COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance, providing assistance for those who've experienced economic impact related to the virus, such as job loss or furlough. Applications are available at henrico.us/DSS. or by calling 501-5294.